NASCAR Xfinity Series race has officially concluded from Circuit of the Americas, and what looked like was going to be a win for Shane Van Gisbergen potentially turns into a win for Kyle Larson after some great racing at the end. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. I just got done watching NASCAR Xfinity Series race from Circuit of the Americas, the Focus Health 250. We got quite a bit to talk about from this race. Let's go and talk about it. So for the green flag drop in today's race, Anthony Alfredo, Hailie Deegan, Kyle Larson, who actually was started on the pole, by the way, Sheldon Creed, Ty Gibbs, John Hunter Nemechek, Danny Kvyat, Josh Williams, Leland Honeyman, and many others would have to go to the rear of the field at the start of this race. So at the start of the race, you had Shane Van Gisbergen lead the field from the outside and AJ Allmendinger on the inside. And Shane Van Gisbergen got a fantastic start and was able to clear AJ Allmendinger for the race lead. Then in turn number 15, there was contact between Sammy Smith and Chandler Smith went around. Then the next lap, Danny Kvyat spun from 32nd position in turn number 11, but was able to continue going. And then at this point up front, you had a two-car horse race for the lead between Shane Van Gisbergen and AJ Allmendinger. Allmendinger was keeping up, was gaining eventually, and also Ty Gibbs got a penalty at that time and cut turn number 6. Sam Mayer got some damage previously, but eventually Shane Van Gisbergen overshoots a corner, turn 8, turn number 9, and hands the lead to AJ Allmendinger. Meanwhile, Austin Hill would get a penalty for cutting turn number 3, and then pit stops are happening. Cole Custer, Sam Mayer, Jesse Love, Justin Allgaier, Kyle Larson, Chandler Smith, Jeb Burton, Ty Gibbs, Brandon Jones, Austin Green, Brandon, and a lot of other cars come down pit road, while some leaders stayed out. And then the next lap, AJ Allmendinger and Shane Van Gisbergen come to pit road, and Parker Kligerman comes and stays out, and basically Austin Hill serves his penalty, but SVG had a bad pit stop, and Allmendinger was able to have issues as well. Meanwhile, AJ Allmendinger didn't get up there. Parker Kligerman had a pretty decent lead, and he would come off the corner and stay out and win stage number 1. Then all the cars that did not come down pit road previously, like Parker Kligerman, all came down pit road, like Sammy Smith as well, and AJ Allmendinger would return as the race leader. So then on the restart, AJ Allmendinger lead the field from the inside with Shane Van Gisbergen on the outside, and AJ Allmendinger got a really fantastic restart and was able to clear for the lead while SVG dropped back to 5th position. Meanwhile, Sam Mayer would get a penalty for cutting turn number 4. And then we saw Cole Custer a few laps later get spun in 6th position to have some contact from Sammy Smith. Seemed like a little bit of payback to me. And then Josh Williams, he got a penalty for cutting the corner, and unfortunately he went to the garage for speeding on pit road and got some major damage on the car. Then on lap 27, we saw Austin Hill, Sammy Smith, Parker Kligerman, Jesse Love, Sage Karam, Justin Allgaier, Parker Retzlaff, Jeb Burton, and Sam Mayer all come down pit road. Also Hailie Deegan as well, while the rest leaders stayed out. And then the next lap, Allmendinger, Gisbergen, Larson, Gibbs, Smith, all pit from the top 5, and this would hand the lead to Brandon Jones. And then Jeremy Clemens actually shortcut turn number 4, and Brandon Jones actually was the leader coming to end of stage number 2, but because he shortcut the corner, he would not get the win in stage number 2. There was a little bit of confusion on that front, and this would hand the stage 2 win to Riley Herbst. So then, during the caution, all the guys that did not pit, being Brandon Jones, Riley Herbst, Cole Custer, Alex Bay, Ryan Sieg, all came down pit road, while the rest leaders stayed out. So then on the restart, you had Allmendinger lead the field from the inside and Shane Van Gisbergen on the outside, and SVG got a wrap to 2nd position and was starting to run down AJ Allmendinger for the lead. They battled back and forth. Actually, Sammy Smith also had issues where he actually spun from 12th position, but SVG closed in, and eventually he got to his outside and made the pass with around 10 laps to go and started pulling away a couple tenths every single lap. Then Anthony Alfredo spin out from turn 2 from 16th position after contact. And then we would see the next caution race come out lap 43 when Ed Jones went off course after some contact with Kyle Weatherman. He spun out and dropped some fluid on the racetrack. Some drivers battling back for like 11th or 12th position for whatever reason in the middle of the pack. They decided to race like complete idiots and chumps on the track, and they brought out the caution. During the caution, Kyle Larson, Parker Retzlaff, Hailie Deegan, Riley Herbst were among the drivers that came down pit road. So on the first overtime restart, you had Shane Van Gisbergen lead the field from the inside with Ty Gibbs on the outside, and we saw Austin Hill send it basically to the inside, try to make a move to the bottom, but SVG sent them and forced them wide off the track, and SVG was able to clear for the lead. But then the final caution race come out when a bunch of drivers wrecked up in turn number 11. Danny Kvyat spun, Leland Honeyman spun, Riley Herbst and Ryan Ellis also all crashed out of the race due to getting a ton of damage from the wreck. There's a bunch of drivers racing in the middle of the pack, racing like complete idiots. Meanwhile, AJ Allmendinger would get penalized for cutting turn number 6 and would have to restart at the end of the field. So then on the final restart on lap 49, you had Shane Van Gisbergen lead from the inside of Sam Mayer on the outside, and Austin Hill went behind SVG and completely forces him wide and forces Shane up the track, and Austin Hill, because of the run he gets, is able to clear Shane Van Gisbergen for the race lead. At this point, though, there's another person emerging, and that is Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson had a pretty fast car all day, but he wasn't the strongest car. But he was starting to emerge because he had the fresher tires. As it came to the white flag, Austin Hill had about a 3 or 4 tenths of second lead over SVG, and SVG clearly was faster than Austin Hill. And he was doing everything to try to close. He got closer through the S's, making really, really impressive moves. Got to the back bumper, tried to make a move to the inside going into turn number 11. It did not work, but going into turn number 15, Shane Van Gisbergen and Austin Hill start battling side by side. There's contact. SVG runs in the back of Austin Hill, gets a ton of damage going down the straightaway, and Kyle Larson takes advantage of it. And oh my God, he actually got a 30-second penalty, by the way, which is really disappointing. But then SVG got a 30-second penalty because of that, and Kyle Larson would scoot away, and coming off the final corner, Kyle Larson steals a win away from Austin Hill and picks up the victory here at Circuit of the Americas. Kyle Larson comes back and gets the first win for the number 17 car in NASCAR Xfinity Series history. He had a very, very strong car today. Deserved the win, absolutely, in my opinion. And great day for him. A well-deserved win for Kyle Larson. Did what he had to do to get the win and get the victory, and picks up his first win of 2024 in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. He was in right position, right time, had the fresh tires near the end of the race, and picks up the win. Congratulations to Kyle Larson getting his first win. He didn't have the fastest car. I think he was the third best car behind AJ Allmendinger and SVG, but still, nonetheless, a fantastic day for Kyle Larson, and maybe give you some good momentum and some good confidence booster going into tomorrow's NASCAR Cup Series race. So, nonetheless, congratulations to him, and well-deserved win for Kyle Larson, in my honest opinion. He absolutely deserved this win, in my opinion. Now let's take a look at the race. So Kyle Larson picks up the victory. Austin Hill finished second. Solid performance for him. He had top 10 car most of the day. Should have finished third, but whatever. John Nemechek finishes third. Great comeback for him. He had oil on his car. Still recovers, get a top 5. Good day for him. Cole Custer finishes fourth. Good day for Cole Custer, recovering after the spin. Solid top 5 performance for him. And Parker Kligerman finishes in 5th position. Great top 5 at a top 10 car majority of the day and gets a very solid top 5 finish. Jesse Love finished 6th. Ran top 10 a lot of the day. Had that bumper cover issue. Still recovers, finishing the top 10 in 6th. Solid run for him. Austin Green finished at 7th. A great debut for him. The son of David Green. A really solid top 10 performance for the Jordan Anderson Racing driver. 7th. Good run from him. Chandler Smith finishes 8th. Ran top 10 quite a bit of the day. Solid performance for him. Sam Mayer finishes 9th. Gets a top 10 finish in 9th place. Pretty good run for him. And AJ Allmendinger rebounds after the penalty and gets a very solid top 10 finish. Should have been up there contending for the victory, but it is what it is. Parker Retzlaff finishes 11th. Retzlaff definitely had a pretty good car, in my opinion. Ran top 15 the majority of the day. Gets a very solid top 15. Anthony Alfredo finishes 12th. Decent day for him. Justin Allgaier comes back and finishes 13th. Ryan Seek finishes 14th. Brendan Poole gets solid top 15 in 15th place. Good run for him. Brandon Jones finishes 16th. Sage Karam had a top 5 car most of the day. He finished 17th, fell back a bit. Brad Perez finishes 18th. Jeremy Clements finishes 19th. And Leland Honeyman finishes 20th. Danny Kvyat finished 21st. Blaine Perkins finished 22nd. Haley Deegan finished 23rd. She struggled all evening. She finishes 23rd. Ty Gibbs finished 24th after a really good car most of the day. Drops to the back. Patrick Gallagher finished 25th. Alex Abay finished 26th. SVG finishes 27th. Yeah, he got a 30-second penalty. Just letting y'all know. One of the worst calls in my opinion. Finishes second. Screws up a great finish. NASCAR, your track limits are bullshit. Gonna call it like it is. BS calls in my honest opinion. What's with the track limits? Why are you only forcing him in the S's and not enforcing around the racetrack? I don't understand it. R.C. Anderson finishes 28th. Kyle Weatherman finished 29th. Jeb Burton finished 30th. Josh Blickey finished 31st. Sheldon Creed finished 32nd after his issues. Ryan Ellis finished 33rd. Riley Hertz finished 34th. Ed Jones finished 35th. Sammy Smith finishes 36th. Ty Dillon finished 37th. And Josh Williams finishes last in 38th place. So now let's talk about the overall race and get my score and thoughts on today's race. Race was going very well. Turned into chaos near the end. And then that 30-second penalty on SVG really hurts. NASCAR, we need to talk about the track limits. Ridiculous. Stop with the track limits going forward. Either enforce them or don't enforce them at all. Be consistent because you were really inconsistent when it came to your track limits all day. Other than that, I thought the racing was pretty solid and entertaining. It is what it is nonetheless. Congratulations once again to Kyle Larson on winning. He got the win in my opinion. I'll give the race overall 9 out of 10. Congratulations to Kyle Larson on picking up the win and the victory here at COTA. So that is it for today's NASCAR Xfinity Series race review from Circuit of the Americas. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support on Patreon as well. Link description below that and comment your thoughts below on today's race. What are your thoughts on today's race? Let me know below. Let me know your score in the comments below, and congratulate Kyle Larson on picking up the victory. There might be an SVG video dropping later today where I'll complain a little bit about the rules because he should have finished second in this race, and then there'll be some other stuff dropping this weekend as well as we get you set up for the NASCAR Cup Series race. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.